This is a public service announcement regarding a potential hurricane threat in San Jose, Costa Rica. Hurricanes are dangerous and destructive. We here at the CDC, along with our other partners, are here to provide you with some essential information throughout this video to prepare you and your family for whatever may come your way this hurricane season. Have a plan for everyone in your household: children, people with disabilities or other needs, and your pets. Stock up on emergency supplies for your home and car. These are things like food and water, health supplies and first aid kits, personal care items, safety supplies, electronics, sleeping bags, extra blankets, and whatever else you feel is necessary for your family. Write down emergency phone numbers and keep them in an easily accessible place in your house. Put them into your cell phones as well. Keep copies of your critical documents in a waterproof container with your emergency supplies. Turn on the radio or TV for weather updates and listen for disaster sirens or warning signals. You may either have to evacuate or stay at home. If you do need to evacuate, learn your community's evacuation plans, identify evacuation routes, and emergency shelters. Follow the guidance of local authorities and emergency personnel. They are there to help you and are doing what is best for everyone. After a hurricane, stay away from floodwaters. There may be some unseen hazards in the water. Don't enter buildings or use wet electrical outlets until they have been properly inspected. Make sure to follow instructions on consuming food and water. If the power is out, try using flashlights instead of candles. And use all safety precautions when cleaning up after a hurricane. It is extremely important that your emergency supplies are readily accessible and you want to keep them up to date and functional in case of an emergency. For details on all of this information, visit emergency.cdc.gov. First, with more information about food and water supply, is the Department of Health and Human Services.
This is a message from the Department of Health and Human Services to help you protect yourself and your loved ones in the event of a hurricane. Preparing food and water in the event of a hurricane disaster is vital. Make sure to store at least a 3-day supply of non-perishable food. When storing food, keep in mind any special dietary needs, such as baby formula. You may choose to store food such as protein or fruit bars, peanut butter, dried fruit, cereal or granola, canned juice, non-perishable pasteurized milk, and other comfort or stress foods. Remember to keep a can opener handy for ready-to-eat canned meats, fruits, and vegetables. Aim to store enough water to last you and your family and pets for 2 weeks. At very minimum, store enough water for 3 days. Have at least 1 gallon per person for every day. If you are using a storage container for your potable water, you may need to sanitize the container first. After a hurricane, you may notice that some food or water came into contact with flood or storm water. This food or water may no longer be safe for consumption. Throw out foods with an unusual odor, color, or texture, as well as any cans or food containers that are bulging, open, or dented. Throw out any food that is not in waterproof containers, such as food canned at home, food in cardboard containers, and those in containers with screw caps, snap lids, twist caps, flip tops, and snap tops. If you suspect your water is contaminated, do not use it to wash yourself or other items, and look at your local health department for recommendations on boiling or treating water in your area. Now I leave you with a message from your local health director.
The San Jose Public Health Department is pleased to bring you information regarding medication preparedness and maintenance before and after a hurricane. All prescription and non-prescription medications should be included in your emergency supply kit. Include a list of current medications as well as dosage and indicated use. To prepare medications for your emergency supply kit, place medications in a watertight container. For medications requiring refrigeration, fill a cooler with ice that can store your medications in the event of a power outage. If possible, obtain a refill of all prescription medications before the hurricane hits, as your pharmacy may not be open for an extended period of time. Medication safety after a hurricane is equally important. Medications appearing wet or altered in any way should be discarded, as they may have been damaged by water or by extreme temperatures. If a medication needs to be mixed with water for effective use, only use bottled or purified water. do not use contaminated tap water or other liquids, as this may cause avoidable illness. Drugs requiring refrigeration that have not been temperature controlled should be thrown away. However, if the drug is essential for sustaining life and no replacement is available, it may be used until a better alternative becomes available. Replace temperature-sensitive medications as soon as possible, as they will lose potency without refrigeration. Now we will learn about staying safe after a hurricane from our local law enforcement officer.
Hello, citizens of San Jose. As your local law enforcement, I would like to advise you to please cooperate with any instructions given by the local police department in order to best ensure your safety. Local police officers will be equipped with disaster preparedness kits that contain food and water and should be able to sustain your family's needs for a minimum of 10 days. Furthermore, as a natural disaster such as a hurricane occurs, we send out our first responders as a first line of defense to protect you. Although our first responders are thoroughly prepared to handle any disaster, we must all work together as a unit before, during, and after the hurricane occurs. Therefore, in order to maintain order and safety for all our citizens, we will be performing search and rescue, evacuations, door-to-door checks, crowd control, and traffic control. In order to best prepare for evacuating your homes, we suggest that your families make a family plan, pack important documents and valuables, buy plenty of water and non-perishable food, check for any dangerous household chemicals and power appliances that could cause a hazard, and clear your yard and board up your windows. Upon your return to your home after the hurricane, we suggest that you and your families avoid driving and walking through floodwaters because it may contain hazardous materials. Do not enter your house until a local official has said it is safe to do so. Throw away any food or drinks that are not bottled, canned, or well packaged. And finally, clean up properly with gloves, goggles, and face masks because there may be an exposure to hazardous chemicals, mold, or lead paint. And now we will have a final word from our mayor.
Great citizens of San Jose. We are currently tracking the Category 2 hurricane that is off the coast of Puerto Limon. Based on information from the Weather Service, the storm is due to come towards San Jose before back up towards Barra del Colorado and then heading out to the Caribbean Sea. At this moment, we are working with the national departments of the CNE, known as the National Emergency Commission, the COE, the Emergency Operations Center, as well as the local organizations such as the CME or Municipal Emergency Committee, to keep residents updated as to the strength of the hurricane or if it should be downgraded to a strong tropical storm. Currently, we are at a yellow alert for the San Jose area. We are asking residents to identify risks to your home and surrounding areas and to create an evacuation plan should it become mandatory. Based on the storm's trajectory, we are recommending residents take this opportunity to secure their homes by cutting down branches that could break off of trees surrounding your places of dwelling and securing window panes with special adhesive tape. We also recommend residents have a battery-operated radio for information, as well as non-perishable food staples with bottled water should the storm take out power and cause complications with the water supply. Furthermore, while there is not a mandatory evacuation, it is strongly recommended that residents leave their homes to travel to areas west of San Jose, such as Aloha, before the conditions become too dangerous to travel. In preparations of a sustained yellow alert, or should conditions worsen to a red alert, the city of San Jose has set up 3 shelters that will be equipped with cots and food for residents and to take care of the elderly population. Most recently, during Tropical Storm Nate, there were 178 shelters open countrywide. The current shelters that have been identified in San Jose will be operating starting tomorrow at 6 a.m. The shelters are the International Baptist Church, the Metropolitan Cathedral of San Jose, the San Jose Costa Rica Temple. Additionally, the National Society has volunteers ready to assist with basic life support and rescue in vehicles and vessels. We are strongly urging residents at this point to take the threat of this storm seriously and prepare immediately. We will continue to provide updated information as it becomes available through radio, TV, and via text message through your cell phone provider. Thank you for listening to this PSA.